select my gender. Maybe I could put other. Non-binary. Yo, it's Gucci, guys. So today we're gonna be doing something very, very juicy, aka very, very naughty. I'll be taking the 16 personalities test. Someone has to be the sacrificial lamb. So I'm gonna sacrifice myself and my brain cells for your guys' entertainment. You should also take the test. And when you take the test, write down below in the comment section what is your true type and what result did you get. So you regularly make new friends. Do I regularly make new friends, right? Do I just go around saying hi to everyone, jumping around doing jumping jacks? See randoms on the street trying to make new friends as I go? I don't even think about that stuff, okay? Like, if I make friends and I meet people, there's usually some purpose in it. Okay, it's maybe for my projects or whatever that's how I'm meeting people, a common cause, a common goal or something. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Now this is very interesting because I think I like straightforward and I like simple. You know, that doesn't mean I'm a monkey, but more so I don't like when I see that people are trying to overcomplicate a concept that I believe can be simplified. So at that point you circle jerking. Because if you cannot explain your concept to a 10-year-old, you have failed. And no one gives a how high IQ you are. If you can do that, you're shit. The complex maybe not as much as novel. I am can be attracted to, once I learn things, there's nothing to learn, can be very boring. But I'm gonna go with medium here, okay? I'm getting benefit of doubt for myself. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than factual arguments. Guys, right? Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. You know, I have a wife that helps me. She's very dutiful, she's very organized, and I try to keep the place clean. But throughout my life, I would say I was very bad at this shit. You know, I wasn't very organized in that way. Shit was a fucking mess. If I'm being realistic with myself, probably that. You tend to stay calm. Yeah. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. No. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them before the deadline. Again, looking at the big picture, looking at my whole life, I always did shit last minute. And I'm not such a prioritized planner, effective motherfucker, you know. So I would say, I'm gonna say here, I give myself benefit of doubt. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. No. You like to use organizing tools like schedules and lists. I am truly unable to function in such organized fashion. Lists, schedules. I don't even want someone to teach me this shit. I don't want to think about shit like this. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. Your overall abilities, no. And it depends what mistake. Is it like a logical mistake? You know, but I wouldn't say I'm gonna doubt myself, so I'm gonna put no. Because obviously, guys, I wanna be here for doubted my logical prowess, no matter how retarded I am. You do need a bit of self-delusion to be able to keep going on YouTube in typology, okay? You feel comfortable walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. I think it's not an issue, you know? You are not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of creative works. I disagree. I actually I'm a big cinema buff. I can enjoy learning about different ways for interpretation of a subject, or different ways of interpretation of something, especially in cinema and stuff like that. So I like it, you know, let's be honest here. The facts are important, okay? People's feelings I also take into consideration, you know, if something's gonna happen and it might have a negative impact someone I know emotionally, and it's not something I want, I don't know, you know, I'm gonna go with the middle. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. And that's pretty much it, you know. I don't like restrictions or restrictions put on me, schedules or organization or methodical shit. You rarely worry whether you make a good impression on people you meet. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. Very much so, very much so. You enjoy experimenting with new and untested approaches. It's not that I can enjoy doing it, but once again, what for? Now, if it's at the cost of result, if it comes at the cost of pragmatic action, if it comes at the cost of that, what the are we doing? I genuinely believe there's time for circle jerking, and there's time to keep it simple, keep it concise, and keep it straightforward for people to understand. Disagree. You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. If there is complete honesty and sensitivity, I'm gonna prioritize honesty every time, because that's just, I cannot sacrifice that part of myself. I guess, maybe even here. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. If I am learning something and I feel like I understand the topic and there is nothing, I squeezed all the juice, I kind of feel unfulfilled. So having a bit more to experience, who to explore, can be quite helpful for me to keep me occupied a bit, You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. No, not particularly. You enjoy solitary hobbies and activities more than group ones. Yes and no. Actually, funnily enough, yes and no, because I could easily pick, yes, I do, I can enjoy solitary hobbies and activities now with many people, but I also am very engaged in groups. I'm also very engaged, I like to do activities with people to make it more entertaining, to make it more stimulating, gaming nights, just board games with your friends, stuff like that. So, and also doing stuff is more interesting with people, like going to some aqua park, going to some paintball, like going alone. It's like, who the fuck does that? Like, those activities are meant. Going bowling, I always go bowling with people, I never go, I'm one person going bowling. It's what the fuck? So I feel like 100% to me, activities, especially activities, because hobbies I can do alone, but activities are better in a group ones. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories for a living. You favor efficiency in decisions, even if it means disregarding some emotional aspects. It's good to say which emotional aspects you're talking about. Like, what does that mean? Which emotional aspects? Because if we're in a group of people, if we're in a group in a situation, just taking the most efficient approach is not going to be their answer, because it might affect one person or the other person in a negative fashion. Might not, it might not be the right thing to do, even though it's efficient, even though it's pragmatic. So it's a murky road. But just emotional aspects, the way it's written, I feel like I would. Why the what does that mean? Emotional aspects. It's vague as. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. No. No. I don't want to deal with shit that I don't want to deal with. Enjoy the moment, and not deal with the boring tasks. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. I would say that's very true. And that's my biggest problem, in fact. It's not even because I'm so logically adept and I'm amazing, but it's true that I have a very difficult time prioritizing people's feelings and their well-being when I'm arguing with them, especially when I'm heated, when I'm passionate about a subject. I believe I'm correct. It's hard for me. The solution I have is to just try not to be emotionally invested. As funny as that sounds, don't be emotionally invested in logic. Don't be emotionally invested in your belief. Don't be emotionally invested in the truth. You usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at a social gathering. No. Your mood can change very quickly. This is very hard for me to say because, I don't feel like I have moods. I used to say this to people. I don't think I have moods, but my wife thinks otherwise. She thinks I have moods. They're just not very big. They're not very up and down. But here I have no idea what to say. I'm not a moody person. You are not easily swayed by emotional arguments. Yeah, I don't think I am. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. I can have a tendency to do that. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. Actually, indeed, yes. In my communities, people often would come up to me and people would have those discussions about ethics. What is ethical? What's the right decision? What was the wrong decision? How would you yourself solve this situation? So I would say I enjoy those discussions a lot, and I have a lot of insight to give in my opinion. And it's kind of how I figured out, okay, I am an SCE, not an SLE, because my confidence in ethics, that's where I don't go. Logically I sweat, logically I'm try hard, logically I'm reactive, ethically I'm chilling. Confidence of the big daddy dom. So that's how I realized it with such discussions. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. This is silly. Absolutely not. I have no issues being alone. I have no issues being with others. You become bored or lose interest when a discussion gets highly theoretical. I would say actually it's true. And I'm being honest here, it's not because, someone talks about, you might say, well, typology is theory, so it's theoretical. But I'm saying more over the top theory, okay? Stuff that is actually circle jerking, forced logically. I don't like it. When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. Honestly, I feel like I follow my heart all the time. My passions or what I want to do in life. And I feel like I follow my heart. I feel like this. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. It can be a bit difficult to find a schedule. It's not that I am unmotivated and I don't want to do it, but sticking to specific dates, specific times, it can be difficult for me. Even uploading videos can be, when, if I tell myself like twice a week at this time, it's actually more difficult, so I need to have the freedom to do as I want and to be able to produce, but I was always shit at it, You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. I'd say that's pretty true. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. 100%. You are drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. I wouldn't say I'm drawn to writing, but I feel like I'm drawn to some type of creative expression, Even making videos, creating that content, in my opinion, creating artwork, creating timeless, I think to me that's still creative endeavor. That's still creating something. So I would say, why not? You usually base your choices on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. It's hard to say because I would like to say I base my choices on objective facts, and I think obviously I do pay attention to facts, I do pay attention on that, but is it the truth or am I deluding myself? You know what I'm saying? Come on, guys, I mistyped as necessarily. Am I actually this way, or do I just have that opinion of myself? That's different. I feel like you like to do a to-do list for each day. Fucking hell no. Guys, come on. You rarely feel insecure. You avoid making phone calls. You can easily connect with people you have just met. Okay, come on. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. If I have a plan, it's a serious plan to me, and it's serious to me, like I fucking need this shit, it's important, very important, I would say I get back on track, yeah. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago? No. You're not too interested in discussing theories and on what the world could look like in the future. Actually, it's not true, because even with the AI movement, it's not a movement, but the AI developing itself, I realized, I can enjoy talking, I did enjoy actually doing it, talking about how it might affect the workforce, what things might change, how things might develop. I enjoy doing that. Now, does that mean I will do it every day? No, but I had such conversations. Such conversations certainly can be very interesting, especially when new things happen. Your emotions control you more than you control them. This is a very difficult question because I feel like I act on my emotions a lot, but I don't think my emotions are very serious to me. Like I'm not one of those people that cherishes his feelings. My feelings, my emotions are so important to me. I have feelings, and maybe I'm temperamental sometimes, and maybe I act this way or act that way. That's what the f is. I would say in the middle. When making decisions, you focus on how the affected people might feel, then what is logical. Those questions are so dumb. That's why this test is shit. What if you do both? Because people do both. They focus on both. They look at both. I would do both. It's a stupid fucking question. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous burst of energy rather than yeah, that's very true. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. Well, so low self-esteem issues, guys. That sucks. You love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. I like independence in jobs. I like independence in jobs where I can do as I wish. I can kind of just go with the flow of the moment as I wish. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. This is very interesting because it depends, do you genuinely sit every day of your life pondering about philosophical questions that you will genuinely go in circles about, you quickly realize it's a cycle. There is no answer, and you're just lying to yourself. You're deluding yourself in hopes of finding the answer. But it's the pursuit of the answer that keeps you moving. The pursuit of the answer that keeps you fulfilled, that keeps you entertained. But this answer is never going to come. It's a circle jerk. So I think pondering abstract philosophical questions at the end of the day, if you do it consistently, it's a waste of time. You feel more drawn to busy. No, actually, I'm drawn to more quiet environments. I like forests. I like lakes. I like areas where there's not as much crowd. If a decision feels right to you, you often act on it without needing further proof. I think if the decision feels right, I'm quick to take action. So you often feel overwhelmed. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. No, my approach to things is not very methodical. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps. Yeah, but why creative solutions? Why don't you just say solutions? Why does it have to be creative solutions? Who can come up with a funny idea? LOL! I don't know. You're more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning when making a choice. F that. You struggle with deadlines. I can struggle a bit with deadlines. You are confident that things will work out for you. Yeah. Select my gender. Maybe I could put other. Non-binary. The debater. Wow. Look at me, guys. I told you. The debater. As you can see, I am Polish. Tyler Durden. That's just me. ENTP. Wow. ENTP A-Wing 7. Show me your results. I want to laugh.